can't even handle when I'm like, all right, it's gonna be a big week. Like we got like a lot of interviews. I gotta do several podcasts.
Oh yeah.
I just gotta make it to Friday. You're like, I just gotta make it to like January 24. Like that's fucking insane.
And we're doing like, full podcast schedules. And like all the tour. Yeah.
I'm sure other projects mixed in. You hope like a movie here and there. Shit
It's
like
daunting.
That. Like,
it is. And then you can't complain about it because, like, well, I'm so sorry.
It's
so
like
much
self-imposed and
but
you're
like,
making so much money.
What I'm saying is like, you still have to try to find like some way to balance. And the good thing is the shows are a blast.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm bringing, friends to, not just even friends to open, but friends to hang out. So it's just to make it like a more fun hang.
Right.
So yeah, all that part of it is great. I'm just like, I'm trying to enjoy it too. You have to remind yourself that like, it's really fun, but the shows and the cities kind of go past. You're like, oh, we were just there. And you try to like enjoy things, make it fun.
Yeah, I feel like it's almost what is it? Ray Lewis always said like, you pay me for.
You pay me for Monday to Saturday.
Like Sunday, I give you for free.
The shows,
Sunday.
yeah.
Like the fans are paying tickets for your plane and your travel,
Absolutely.
and your hotels and all that.
All the bullshit.
Yeah.
The shows are never a drag to do. The shows.
And how much when you do that long of a tour?
Yeah.
By the end of it, let's say fast forward to like summer of 22.
Yeah.
Will you have a whole new act?
It'll be a lot
different, right?
It'll be a lot different. Because then there's things that like the topical stuff just naturally falls away.
Yeah.
Then there's like those bits where you go, I cannot muster the false enthusiasm of telling this again.
Yeah.
So it just naturally goes away,
Yeah.
and you naturally replace it.
Right. But it just kind of like phases in and out, right?
It takes so like if you saw the show tonight, it would be one thing, and then if you saw it in 6 months, you'd be like, oh, like it feels like it's like like 20% or 30% different, and then 6 months later, it would be like half to more, to 3/4 different.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And it's just a boatload of money, isn't it?
It's so much money.
I mean,
It is.
I just can't even imagine.
Uncomfortable.
Is that why you like? If it was me, I've been asking all the comics recently, like, why do you continue to do like Northfield, Illinois, or whatever?
It's
And
a surgeon's salary for one show.
Okay, I'm happy you said that because everybody else has said like for the love of the game.
No,
And I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's not that.
No.
Yeah, like to just be like, I could go home and sit with my family for a night, or I could just do this again.
And make what happens? You get the call, you're like, I'm taking too many shows, and you get a call from your agent who's like, do you want to do like this extra show? And you're like, no. And then they tell you the offer, and you're like, am I a ass or something? Then I'm gonna be like, no,
right.
I will turn down this down payment on a goddamn a condo for one show. Like, I'll do it. Like, you just take it. You just
for an act that you have memorized. And,
yeah,
like,
you're just
doing
like,
your sleep, right? You can just like bang it out.
By the time, like my tour right now in the fall slows. Like it stops mid-November, and I have 6 weeks off. Right, but it's like that. But now the hour is like it is tight right now. In January, my tour goes absolutely bananas, like through the spring. And then it's just a matter of staying healthy. So like I work out on the road, I bring a trainer on the road, I do all this stuff just to like stay healthy, because doing the shows becomes just like like you can just do it, but you got to take care of yourself. So like that's the only thing I worry about.
Yeah, that's got to be like the only thing we ever do on stage is live podcasts, but we just go up and wing it.
Yeah,
you know? And it's kind of scary because I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes our podcast is interesting, maybe but
live ones
funny,
are different.
Yeah, and I'm like, if I had like I know they're gonna laugh at this point, and then I'm gonna do this thing, and then this segment. It's got to be like so much. It's impossible to get to that point, but once you have it, it must feel like. It's like batting practice, right? You're just
it's wild.
Yeah.
It's wild. Like when you just feel like you honestly feel so fortunate to like to be able to have people want to come out and see you do that. Yeah. What you were doing anyway, like what you were doing for years and years and years, where they were like, we can't give away tickets to see you.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What was your break?
It was there's different like little things. I mean, my first Netflix special came out in 2014. I shot it in 2013, and then Netflix was a much smaller platform. It was still significant in 2014, but much smaller.
Right.
And so, like, by the end of 14, I was selling out clubs, and I was like, this is wild. So I was actually, like, making
money,
like a good living,
right?
And then it just has been it's always been a gradual increase, you know. So
so there hasn't been like a.
No, it's been so like 2015. I was able to like sell at rock clubs, you know, and then
I feel like that's a good way to do it.
It is like I have had friends who go on the rocket ship, where like it just takes off crazy, and I feel like it's harder to manage or harder to handle. Like I've had such
mentally,
a slow,
emotionally, like all that. Where it's like all
I've
of
had
a sudden
a slow rise where like I've been able to adapt to every level.
Of family, like, friends around you.
Everything.
You know, like
has
you
been,
go from a nobody to like selling out theaters and shit. It's like, now I'm a different person. So I'm supposed to, you know what I mean?
I think I've been super lucky in that regard where like it's been a climb, like a gradual climb.
I'm always interested to find out though, like when the more I learn about all of you guys, all my favorite comics, you all do have like even when you told that story relatively recently about doing a Subway commercial.
Yeah,
that was like several years ago when Jared was still around, right? Like, and you know, like Schultz and DeStefano did that fucking hockey show they were talking about recently. Like,
I know Schultz is in that.
Yeah. Nick, what was it called?
Benders.
It was DeStefano.
Yeah, DeStefano and Schultz.
Like season one of
it was on like
hockey show.
It was on
the last two
IFC.
guys I would ever have playing hockey. You know? But it is interesting that there's like even when you guys before you have all popped, like you were doing auditioning for some shit.
Everything.
Yeah,
you're just trying to like, dude. When you start doing stand up, I feel like especially because we were like Bird, myself, those guys are like we're stand ups, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what you do. You know, when you're a middle act, you get $100 a show, and I'm saying on the road, and that means most clubs you do a 6-show weekend, and they don't cover your travel,
so
and you don't work every weekend.
Yeah,
so like if you're working 2 weekends a month, it's $1,200 for the month.
Jesus.
And so you're like, yeah, I'll do like you're taking odd jobs, side jobs.
Right.
There's an audition. You're like, yeah, I'm going to the audition. Like you're doing every little thing,
right?
Just to like keep being able to do stand up. You're just trying to keep being able to do stand up. You know.
What do you think? I feel like recently I've had this like revelation, or not me personally, but the industry. Like I think you can just be a podcaster now.
You definitely can.
But in the sense of like, I feel like so many comics are like, I have to do a special, or I have to be on stage, I have to do something live, and it's like, if you're just good at podcasting, you should just do that.
In this day and age, you can just do that. Now, it's great to be able to do podcasting and stand up. If you're a stand up,
yeah.
And if
or
you
even do stand up, but the idea of like I have to do a special or have to, it's like don't
if your podcast is legit, if you're good at podcasting and that takes off, and you happen to be a stand up, it is a magic formula.
Right.
Like you don't have to do other things unless you want to.
Right. But even that, it's like sometimes I feel like you want to, but it's like just stick with what's good, man.
Yeah.
Because you're good at this off the cuff or whatever. Like
do your
play
thing.
that game, dude.
I mean, almost like every comic should have one too. If you're a comic,
should have a podcast, right?
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, like when I meet the ones that don't
work out at the very
what is the point of not having? Especially for a comic, like it's a medium to be funny on.
It's not just a medium to be funny on, but it's like audiences now they know you differently. They know you on a different level.
Yeah.
When we were growing up, like you didn't know Eddie Murphy or Chris Rock or Martin. Like you were just like, I see their show.
Yeah,
they're special. Mm-hmm. But now if you're a podcaster, like they get to know you in a way where it's like it's making that fan like performer relationship more intimate, which is what you want.
I feel like you can tell different jokes because it's like they're gonna know when I reference my kids, my family, my whatever.
They'll know it on a whole other level.
And you're just like you're gonna be having these conversations with your friend or your family. You might as well press record and make some money off of it. You know?
Yeah.